Hello, friends, and welcome back to rSlash I Don't Work Here, Lady. In today's story, don't you dare watch me. I was reading all these awesome IDWHL stories, and I recalled something similar that happened to me about 2 years ago. This probably isn't a typical IDWHL story, but then again, in many ways, it probably is. Preface: I'm a middle-aged guy serving is the correct term technically, in a mid-level staff position at one of the top-level government institutions of my country. Compared to the United States, think places like the White House or Congress or the SCOTUS. It's a rather delicate matter politically, so I can't really name the institutions involved. Sorry about that. Mine is not an English-speaking country, but I'll try my best to use the appropriate terminology here, so here goes. One day about 2 years ago, my boss, B, who is a department head at the aforementioned very important government institution, VIGI, asked me for a favor. Could I please help him out and hand-deliver a certain document to the office of another very important government institution, AVIGI? Now, normally, it's not my job to deliver any kind of documents. And besides, I'm sufficiently senior that it's frankly ridiculous to ask that of me in particular. Boss, of course, knows that, and that's why he's so sheepish about it. In compensation, boss offers me to take the rest of the day off. It was about noon on Friday, and we worked till 4:45 on Fridays. That was sufficiently tempting. Boss was nice about it, too. He's generally a nice person to work with, so I agreed. This being a semi-official business, I could have requested an official government car to ride me VIP style to the AVIGI building, but it was a nice summer day, not a cloud in sight, and the AVIGI building is just a half-hour walk from our own, so I decided against ordering a car for myself, not to mention being a government bureaucracy dealing with the required paperwork. Took the document, a letter printed on a typographed VIGI letterhead from B to department head at AVIGI. Let's call that person addressee, and went on my merry way. Arriving at the AVIGI building, I call the addressee's mobile number provided by my boss, and she asked to please drop the letter off at the incoming correspondence desk, ICD. The AVIGI building is every bit as grand and sprawling as you might expect it to be, so locating which entrance to take in order to get to the ICD took some time. Turns out it's located in a side entrance. Finally, I'm standing in front of a wooden mahogany window with AVIGI's ICD in gilded lettering. I knock. Me. Hello, could you please take a document? ICD lady, give it here. Me. Thank you, have a nice day. ICD lady. No, wait, I can't take that document. Me. Why not? ICD lady. For us to accept any kind of documents here, they need to be in a sealed and properly addressed envelope. I'm already dying a bit inside. How naive of me to imagine it would be this easy. I mean, we at VIGI have a formidable bureaucracy of our own, but these AVIGI people really take it to the next level. Me. Oh, no problem. Give me an envelope and I'll put it in and address it. ICD lady. What? No, of course we don't hand out envelopes. Ridiculous. You have to bring your own. Me. Look, my document is already addressed right on top of the first page. It's on official letterhead too, so it's not like you wouldn't know what to do with it. ICD lady. For us to accept any kind of documents here, they need to be in a sealed and properly addressed envelope. Yes, she really did repeat herself word for word verbatim. And she shuts the mahogany window in my face. Me. Okay. I take my document back and call the addressee on my cell phone. Upon hearing the addressee's name, ICD lady immediately opens her window and perks up. Me. The ICD refuses to take the letter because it's not in an envelope. Could someone please come here and take it? Addressee. Yes, of course. I'll send my secretary right away. ICD lady. No, you're lying. Who said I wouldn't take the document? Of course I'll take it. Give it to me. Give it to me now. She actually leans out of her window and tries to snatch the letter out of my hands. Me. Thank you, but I decided to deliver it myself. So I exit back to the street and walk around to the front of the building, figuring I'll just meet with whoever was going to meet me midway, and then I have this idea. Our official government-issued VIGI IDs are theoretically valid in all the federal-level institutions, including AVIGI. So let's put that theory to test. Of course, the RFID chip on my ID only works in my own office, so the turnstiles won't open for me automatically, but nothing prevents me from showing it to a guard manually, so to speak. I walk through the main entrance and produce my VIGI ID to the police officer on guard. They make a great show of inspecting it, huffing and puffing importantly, then open up the visitor's turnstile for me without a word. That's my first time inside the AVIGI building, actually. I call the addressee again and ask for directions. She explains where her office is, and I go there. Up a flight of stairs, left, then suddenly a young lady almost runs into me. Young lady: "Are you from VIGI? Me: "Yes." Young lady: "I'm the addressee's secretary. Please give me the letter." I hand it over. Young lady: "Thank you. Have a nice day." Me: "You're welcome. Have a nice day." And that's that. Nah, just kidding. It wouldn't be an IDWHL story, would it? Just as I was about to descend the stairs back down, someone grabbed me by the sleeve of my jacket. I was already stepping down, and that sleeve grab almost made me lose my balance. Fortunately for everyone involved, I managed to stay on my feet and not roll down the stairs. I turn, and there's this young lady, well, likely in her 30s really, but that's young for me, by all accounts a junior AFIGI staffer, JAS. Me, taking her hand off my sleeve because she's still grabbing it. "Excuse me." JAS, handing me some papers. "Take this." Me, "What is this?" JAS, "This needs to be taken to VIGI immediately." Ah, so that's what it's about, I think to myself. She heard I'm from VIGI and wants to use the opportunity to pass some documents with me. Mind you, I do not at this point even realize that was actually an IDWHL moment. Me, "Sure, I can take these papers to VIGI, but that'd be only on Monday. Is that all right by you?" JAS, "I can't believe what I'm hearing." Me, well, you should because it's true." JAS, shouting, "I can't believe what I'm hearing." Me, JAS, "You know that I can take your job away like that." She snaps her fingers right in my face like that, snaps her fingers in my face a second time. Now it dawns on me. She thinks I'm a courier working for AVIGI, delivering their documents. I'm actually dressed in a suit and tie, not top of the line maybe, but quite expensive and nice looking, even if I do say so myself. And I have no idea how anyone in their right mind can mistake me for a courier, even an AVIGI courier for that matter. JAS, "Do you even know who I am? Huh? No. And I can't care less, actually. You are an entitled, dumb, useless junior staffer who I'm quite sure I outrank by several pay grades. My civilian rank actually corresponds to that of a military lieutenant colonel, and I only need to flash my VIG ID for you to see that. But I don't say any of that. Suddenly, the immense responsibility of being a representative of VIGI weighs down on me. I need to stay professional. Sooner or later, she'll know who I am anyway. Me, "No, madam, I don't." JAS, "I'm her position of her department of AVIGI. Do you even understand what that means?" "Oh, I understand all right. It means you are a friggin' sergeant major crap talking to a lieutenant colonel and that I outrank you by no less than 6 pay grades." Me, "This is probably a misunderstanding of sorts. I do not actually work here. You see, I'm..." JAS, shouting again, "I don't effing care. I need these documents at VIGI right now. Get to it." Me, "I'll try again. JAS, "Don't you effing talk back to me. I'll have not only your job, but your boss's job too." That's unlikely. My boss is appointed directly by the chairman of VIGI and can only be fired by him or her, and our chairman, no, not even appointed by the president of our country, that is for lowly cabinet ministers and the like, but voted into office by the country's parliament after being nominated by the president. Nobody can fire them. But sure, let me play along. Me, "Got it. I'll take your documents." JAS, "You better." Me, "And deliver them to VIGI." JAS, "You better." Me, "Though, like I said, that would be on Monday." JAS, "Don't you dare." Me, "You know these aren't in a sealed and addressed envelope, right?" JAS, "What? I'm not in the mood for your jokes. Now off with you." Was there anyone else in the entire world, except JS that is, who thought that I wouldn't dare to show up at my own office on Monday? Probably not. Come Monday morning, I drop off JAS's documents at our own version of the incoming correspondence office. Nobody's ever been harassed there on the matter of envelopes, I'll have you know. And the following conversation ensues. Our IC lady. "Oh, would you look at that? Those lazy butts at the AVIGI thinking they are so special." Dials internal phone number, department so-and-so. The AVIGI's response to our precept is that you've been waiting for is finally here. Took their sweet time. Yes, they did. Yes, I know the deadline expired on Friday. Their official response is registered as being received on today's business day. Yes, I'm positive. To me. Oh, once the chairman hears about this, how heads will roll there, oh my. Update. Due to an overwhelming public interest in the ultimate fate of JAS, I've decided to provide. Now, please don't get your hopes up. If I'd known what happened to her, I would have said that in the first place. On the level of staff, as opposed to political leaders, 99% of all interaction between our institutions is done through written correspondence. While I do have access to AVIG's phone directory, it's not the one they use themselves internally and only has very senior staff members, so JAS was never in it in the first place. However, I figured out a way to gather some circumstantial evidence for you. The way bureaucracy works around here, most external, and even internal for that matter, documents have the name of the person who prepared it, not to be confused, of course, with the person who signed it, printed in smaller sized font either on the front or on the back. And once the document is registered in our system, that person's name is also entered and stored. In fact, that's how I learned JAS's name in the first place. She was the one responsible for the document she wanted delivered. Remember, she only told me her position, not her name. So I did some searches, and here's the result. JAS's last name appears sporadically in the database before summer of 2016, when the story above took place. But not a single document received by us has her name on record after a certain point later that year and all the way to today's date. Personally, I do not think for a second she was fired. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to fire a federal government employee around here, even more so at top-level institutions like VIGI or AVIGI, where all the laws are followed strictly to the letter. You have to either mishandle state secrets or otherwise seriously break the law to achieve that. What I believe did happen, however, is that one or more instances of major infractions, and missing the deadline on her precept is considered quite major indeed, got her into a warm embrace of the Performance Review Board. The result of that quite probably got her sufficiently demoted that she no longer works with any kind of outgoing documentation whatsoever. This is further evidenced by the time passed from our memorable encounter to the last document registered in our system, with her name mentioned on file, 6 weeks. That's about how much time it takes for the Performance Review Board to convene and the following reassignment paperwork to be completed in our organization too. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and see you soon.